Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about eccentric loading and what that looks like for people who have issues with tendonitis. I'm going to give everybody just a few minutes to hop on. I know I'm a little bit before noon, but we have a very busy day. I'm hosting dinner for the cross-country boys team at 6 o'clock, so I plan on getting started with that as soon as I'm done with this. As usual, I want to start with a couple of announcements and thanks. So first of all, we had our first Reclaim Your Life course on Tuesday night. We have 5 ladies participating in person and 1 virtual. Raven led the course on posture and what that should look like in various different positions, as well as why and how your posture is also connected to mood. So it's a very, very exciting course. We will be meeting Tuesday nights for the next 6 weeks. And I just wanted to let you, 5 weeks total. And I just wanted to let you guys know there was a fair amount of interest in ladies who said they were very much interested in the course, but the timing was not right for them because of whatever reason. And I just wanted to let you guys know that we are recording the sessions and I will make them available for purchase as sort of an online class when we're done. Obviously, it'll be at a reduced rate because it's not going to be offered real time and in person. We may run it again in person at some time in the future, but it's going to be such valuable content that we're going to make it available for purchase as an online class for people. So if you missed it, just stay tuned for that announcement. We'll be sure to put that in here when that's available. So that's the course. Next community event that we have coming up is next Thursday, the 20, oh gosh, don't quote me. It's next Thursday. I can't do it off the might be the 27th. Next Thursday at 7 o'clock, I did send out an email just this past Thursday. Our functional health coach, Allison Dondorfer, will be present, and she's going to be teaching about a different way to look at your health and wellness, to sort of literally break things down to the mineral level in your body, because those minerals are connected to your hormones, and your hormones drive your thyroid, your adrenals, your sex hormones, all of these things. And so this course is geared for anybody who maybe has been a little bit frustrated with other alternative approaches, who maybe you have normal looking labs, you don't feel quite right, but your labs look normal. This class is for you, and Allison will be teaching on what this hair and mineral test shows her. I can tell you from personal experience, I did one myself, and it revealed some potentially underlying issues that have been causing some health problems that I'm having. So we're working on that. So I'll have my own little testimony to share about that test that with you guys all too. So that is, I think, the updates that are most important. That's all I could think of, doing this from the top of my head without notes. So Raven, if you're watching, or when you watch, if you can think of anything that I missed, I think that's about it for now. So what I wanted to talk about, my hope for these, or my intention for these Facebook Lives, is to share something with you each week that will help you learn and grow. I would love it if there were questions. We don't always get them, so we just try to come up with something that we think would be valuable for you guys to learn moving forward. So today we're going to talk about something called eccentric loading. How many of you in this group here have ever had a tendonitis of some kind? Whether that's like a tennis elbow, or a golfer's elbow, or an Achilles tendonitis, or actually even like a pulled hamstring. Those are the top conditions that I can think of that do well in therapy when we use eccentric loading to help you recover. So a little bit of the anatomy first. Your muscles in your body attach to your tendons, and the tendons insert into the bone. So when you contract a muscle, it pulls on the tendon and that moves the bone. That's the simple anatomy of what happens for a muscle contraction. When a muscle pulls on a tendon and pulls on a bone, that's a shortening contraction. We call that a concentric contraction. An eccentric contraction is just the opposite. It is when you lower down that same muscle, when you open it up, when you go the opposite direction, and instead of shortening, that muscle is actually lengthening. Physiologically, what's important to understand in those two situations is when you have an overuse injury, let's talk about like tennis elbow or Achilles tendonitis. When you have an overuse inflamed tendon, every single time that that muscle pulls on the tendon and it pulls on the bone, that concentric contraction, you get irritation and inflammation of that tendon and the insertion. Some of those problems, some of those tendonitis issues are very, very difficult to treat because we repeatedly use our arms or our ankle in repetitive ways. That was redundant, but you understand what I'm saying. Particularly the tennis elbow. I mean, we grip and hold and lift things and turn that arm all day long. Every time you move and use that muscle, you're concentrically contracting and pulling on the tendon and continuing to keep it irritated. That's why they're so frustrating to heal sometimes. I keep losing my train of thought. Yep, totally lost it, Jenna. Okay, the next part about that is the other reason that they're frustrating to recover from is that tendons by nature have a very poor blood supply. And when things don't have a good blood supply, there's limited healing cells coming into the area to help you recover. That's why sometimes when you come to physical therapy, if you've seen myself or Raven or gone elsewhere and you have a tendon issue, we oftentimes do get a little bit, I'm going to say, aggressive with it, and we will do something called a cross-friction massage, or perhaps we'll use our tools, the scraping or the Graston tools, to literally get in there and irritate that tendon, because when we irritate the tendon with our techniques, we're actually going to bring blood flow to the area that can help heal it. So tendon issues are very difficult to heal because we repeatedly overuse them with the shortening contractions, and they have poor blood flow, which limits the healing. Eccentric loading is something that research shows is the way to treat tendon issues. And I'm throwing the hamstring strain in there. A lot of times a pulled hamstring happens in the middle of the muscle belly, but this treatment approach goes for the pulled hamstring as well. It would go for a quad pull too. So what that means, and it's different for each muscle group. So depending on which tendon it is, we have to do a little bit of thinking. But let's just say it's a tendon issue with the insertion on the outside of your forearm right here, okay? So the concentric contraction or the shortening contraction of that muscle to tendon and bone is wrist extension. So anything that you're doing in the course of your day with this shortening motion is pulling and irritating on this attachment. So the eccentric loading, or the exercise that you would do, would be to have a small weight in your hand, obviously with your arms supported, and you use your other hand, or you would use the other body part if it's your lower body, and you actually lift up into that shortening position with the opposite extremity, so that the muscles don't do it, but you do it with the other hand. And then the eccentric part is that you lower that down slowly, anywhere from, I'd say 4 to 8 seconds actually, and then you lift it back up and you lower it down. Research shows that, or suggests, 3 sets of anywhere from 10 to 12, maybe 15, but I generally say 3 sets of 10. Raven can correct me if she does something different. 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps of eccentric loading should be done daily for any type of tendon issue that you are rehabbing. The thing about tendons is they thrive on load, increasing load. So if you're rehabbing your wrist and you start with a 3-pound weight and you do that for a week or so until it starts to feel easy, it is necessary for you to increase the weight to increase the load. So just know that if you're going to be doing an eccentric program for any body part, it is going to take you a good 6 weeks at least of consistent performance with these exercises, just because, and honestly, these things can become chronic because it's difficult to rest them. So just know that you're going to be committed to at least 6 weeks or more of this eccentric loading, and that you cannot just get comfortable with your exercise. You have to keep making it more challenging by increasing the load. So that is my 2 cents today, my physical therapy education to help you grow in your knowledge and keep you fit for life. If you're struggling with a tennis elbow or an Achilles thing or a hamstring strain, if you're struggling with any kind of tendonitis, feel free to give our office a call and we'll take a look at you. If you have a question and you know this is something that you've had in the past and you just want some advice on how to specifically do the eccentric loading, we're happy to kind of walk you through that so that you can add that to your program. As always, please comment below. If you watch this live, say hi. I see Jenna watching. If you watch it later on a replay, just put replay so I know who's watching. And share any questions or comments in the comments below the video, and we will get back to you. I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and we will see you in the office soon or here every Friday for our Facebook Live. All right, thanks guys. Have a good one.